Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good day and thank you so much for clicking on this video. But just a few things before we start. Sadly, tomorrow I'm going on holiday again for a week, so there won't be any videos out until next Sunday, which is a shame. But I'm sure you guys can survive with the many guides I've been putting out. So now let's do this. Today's guide is on the Corporeal beast, if you haven't guessed, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the Corporeal beast, or corp as it's most commonly known, resides in a giant 3-room cavern, which most people call it its lair. This towering monster is huge, and I would recommend you using resizable. It would just make life a lot easier. So it has a combat level of 210 and gives 8,750 EXP per kill, of which 2,887.5 is Constitution XP. It has 100k life points, which makes it a formidable boss, so I would recommend not soloing. It's slow and not efficient. 2 to 5 man team is recommended. It can hit up to 4,500 with its splashing magic attack, or swipe you with its melee attack for a 2,000. And finally, stomp on you if you go underneath it for a huge hit of 5,009. It has no weakness unless you are not using spear, then you do half the damage you would if you were using one. When you get it down to half HP, it spawns a dark energy core, which can be extremely annoying, but more on that later. Some of its rare and good drops are shown above the ability bar, but ranging from 800k to 140 mil, I think the Divine Sigil is at the moment. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Also, it drops loads of common drops that normally add up to a few mil, so you're always making a profit. The requirements is a team or a friend, and the long quest Summer's End, that I think has many requirements and trees of quests too. Now, let's move on to the gear and inventory setup. Now, in the top left corner is my setup and what I'll be using to kill the corp with my other friend. His RS name is Negli. He has the same gear but switched out the Gano for some Bando's armor to give him some more DPS. I really wouldn't recommend this because using Bandos will get you torn by the magic. Gano is a cheap and the most effective method. Anyway, I'm going to read out the armor from best to worst below. For the helmets, Seasinger's Hood to Virtus Mask to Gano to Hood of Subjugation or Aram's Hood to Battle Hood. For the body, the Tetsu body, Torva plate, the Ganodermic poncho, or the Royal D'hide body. For the legs, Tetsu legs, Torva plate legs, Ganodermic leggings, Royal D'hide legs. For the weapon, Vesta spear, but that's a really expensive method, or as American spear, which is the most common method. Boots, Ragefire to Virtus boots to Gano boots to Spine boots or Dragon boots. For the rings, Onyx ring I, Warrior ring, Berserker ring, Ring of Wealth, and Ring of Life. For the gloves, you want to be using Royal Spiky Vambraces or Colomancer Gloves 10. I am using Ganodermic gloves. For the amulet, Saradomin's Whisper, Amulet of Fury or Amulet of Glory will do. And the Aura, Vampirism, Penance or Revenants, I'm going to be using, I think I'm using Penance, yeah. For the cape, the Completionist cape obviously, many of you probably won't have that. Max cape or the skill cape, which I'm wearing, Fletching skill cape. You know, pretty good. Anyway, okay, now onto the inventory setup. I have one super or extreme or overload set. This is because you'll probably only use 2 to 4 doses until you need to bank. 1 to 3 prayer flasks or potions. A charged games necklace to teleport you there and back really quickly. And finally, the rest of your inventory should be full of shark. After you've acquired all of this, you should be ready to do some bossing and get those rare lutations. The next part of the guide, I'll give you a few tips and explain how to get there. Next slide. Okay, first things first, right click on your games necklace and teleport to the Corporeal beast lair. You'll find yourself in the first cave of 3 caves. Now just keep following the caves and looking for the entrances. Okay, now you're at the final entrance to the Corporeal beast lair. Drink your overload or superset or whatever, and then switch your power on and wait for the tank to go in. You can choose a tank, they just take a little bit more damage. And then everyone goes in and start attacking the beast. As you can see, the dark core came out and it's now on Negli, and it does damage. Every time it hits you, it heals the Corporeal beast. So if it hits a 500 on you, it will heal the Corporeal beast 500. So it can get really annoying. You just have to dodge it by like 2 steps every time. Just when it's coming over to you, just move a little bit and you'll be absolutely fine. You get used to it and it's pretty easy once you know how. It's a pretty simple boss. All you do is just attack it. That's pretty much all you do. You stand there, spam your abilities, try and use your best abilities as much as possible. Thanks everyone who watched this guide. I hope it gave a little bit of insight into the world of bossing and killing the Corporeal beast and getting those massive drops that everyone wants. Please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you're new. a new viewer. And thanks for watching. I hope you stayed to the end, and see you in the next video after my holiday. Bye guys. Thanks.